Hello guys, welcome back. Season 3 well underway. Race 12 coming up, and we are getting ready for the qualifying session here at Monza. One of my favorite tracks, all-time favorites here. Pretty much regardless of any game, F1 series, project cars, doesn't really matter. This is always an awesome track to drive, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Need to get back in the points here because we didn't have a very good race there at Spa. Ended up making a few mistakes there, and obviously ended up paying the price for that. We can't really blame anyone for it. It was pretty much our own fault all the way. And looking at the weather here, that's not quite what I expected. The forecast said medium cloud, and we only have a 10-minute qualifying session here. Coming through the Parabolica, this was supposed to be our one and only qualifying lap, but as you can see, the weather's improved quite dramatically here. So we're going to be taking a gamble here, going into the pits, waiting a few minutes, switch to a set of dries, and head back out. So here we go, guys. This is not looking as dry as I had hoped, but on a positive note here, we're not seeing many raindrops. Coming down the main straight, this is going to be do or die. On a positive side note, as you can see, the track has dried up dramatically, and heading into the Rettifilio here, it's pretty much as close to dry conditions as I can make out here just looking at the track. So hopefully we made the right choice here with our gamble, and this needs to be a good lap. We cannot afford to make any mistakes here. Carrying some nice top speed here as we come into Della Rocha. Just clipping the apexes there, taking that chicane perfectly pretty much. As we come into the Lesmo section of the track here, the first turn, down into third, flat out of the turn, up into fourth and fifth, back down into third, just clipping the apex here, out on the sort of back straight here, the second DRS straight, as we go flat out down the hill here, underneath the ramp, heading into the Ascari chicane, down into third, and just hitting the apex correctly there, and coming out of the turn nicely, up into fourth and fifth, taking that perfectly. The car is handling absolutely beautifully at this point here. And it's going to be interesting to see where this lap is going to be taken, as it feels like a fast lap, but you can never really tell. And heading into the Parabolica here, missing the apex completely, getting a nasty entry into the turn there, and almost running off track on the exit there as well. Coming out on the main straight, going flat out for the finish line here. Where is this going to be taking us? Provisional pole. And it's definitely been a while since we've been up there, so hopefully this particular lap is going to be good enough to make... Oh, what the hell was that all about? Somebody just ghosting right into me there. All right, I'm just going to get out of the way. And as you can see there, the rain is starting to pick up again there, so we definitely hit the right time to set a lap there. And there you have it, boys. Almost 2 seconds faster than Phil Guthrie, and I have to think that the weather there definitely had a hand in that. As you can see there, Phil and Heinz-Dieter Kramer and Kirill Baranikov only did one lap, as did Robert Schmidt and Tobias Koltau, Tero Newtonen as well. So definitely the rainy conditions, then dry conditions, then back to rain again, definitely played a part in this. But we are going to be starting on pole for tomorrow's race, and it's pretty tough to be unhappy about that. So here we go, guys, getting ready to get out of the gate here. Overcast conditions for the race itself, but whether or not we're going to be seeing any rain, well, only time will tell. 3 red lights. And there's the green one getting out of the gate here. Not a very good start. Loads of wheel spin there. And Phil Guthrie going down the inside of us and using the curse here. There's just going to be a race down to the Rettifilio chicane. We managed to take back P1 here, at least momentarily, going, oh, and we just touched wheels there with Phil. He ends up cutting the corner. We are down into P2, but Phil Guthrie running way off track there, losing loads and loads of time. We have no trouble taking back P1, and as a matter of fact, we have a quite comfortable 1 second lead here as we come into Della Rocha here, down into second, almost oversteering there into the chicane itself. And you really need to stay away from that because those curbs are pretty high. You can easily end up damaging the car that way. Coming through the Lesmo section of the track here, still about a second down to Petro Ferreira now, who is in P2, having overtaken Phil Guthrie there. So loads and loads of stuff going on right behind us there, but currently things are going exactly the way we wanted them to. Starting on pole, maintaining position here as we come through the Ascari chicane, getting a pretty good exit from the chicane, but Petro appears to be catching up on us a little bit here as he is definitely going. Oh, and if you look at the positioning there, we are down into P2, And supposedly Christian Wiseman is leading the race at this point. That can only mean one thing, and that is that he is currently in the pits because he has crashed out of the race here. So Monza claiming its first casualty early. Coming down into Ascari one more time here, lap 3. As you can see, Phil Guthrie having overtaken Pedro Ferrer, reclaiming P2 effectively, and lots of changing places going on behind us. And we're just trying to mind our own race here, stay clear of all the intrigue that's going on behind, because it's not like we're opening up a huge gap at the moment here. So basically all we need to do is keep our eyes on the road. Skipping right ahead to lap 10 here, coming into Della Rocha one more time. Lots of stuff going on here. As you can see, the weather is changing from overcast conditions to sort of foggy conditions at this point here. Also, Pedro Ferrer taking P2 back from Phil Guthrie there. He's about 4.5 seconds behind us, which is a nice and steady gap. Hopefully we can keep that going. Lap 11, if you look at the split times there, it appears that Pedro is now in to make his first pit stop. And true to form, we are going to be doing the same thing on the very next lap. Coming into the pits here, all we need basically is a run-of-the-mill pit stop here. We don't need a lightning quick one. We had a gap of about 4.5 seconds as we went into...
Just stay where you are.
And just as I say that, the guys lose a wheel nut, and we're probably going to be here for an additional couple of seconds. And there is Pedro on the back straight there, heading into Parabolica. And whoever's right behind him, I can't really tell. He's a couple of seconds down. And we are coming out of the pits here. This is going to feel like forever. Coming out of the pit lane. 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 1 second. There you go. Pedro taking over P1 due to a not-so-great pit stop. And right now, I'm afraid we won't even be coming out ahead of Tobias Coulthard either. Jumping to lap 15 here, visibility is still really poor as we head into Ascari one more time. We are right on the rear wing of Tobias Coulthard, and he appears to be losing his tires here because he's been going very slowly over the past couple of laps. And obviously, we're going to be looking to take advantage of that as we come into Parabolica here. Now, we're not going to be able to catch him before that, but staying close in Parabolica and hopefully making a move out on the main straight. That is going to be what we're looking for right here. Not getting a very good exit here. Lose a couple of tenths in the process, and there you go. OP slipstream here. Are we going to be able to catch Tobias as we head into the Rettifilio chicane? Going down the inside here. This is going to be a break-in match heading into the chicane here, but we have to back out of that one. Tobias Coulthard maintaining P2 right now. So it's back to the drawing. Oh, and just a little bit of fishtailing there coming out of Rettifilio, and Tobias Coulthard taking advantage of that, pulling away, coming through Curva Grande here. And right now it's just going to be a question of staying close, not making any mistakes, because the track temperature is a little bit treacherous at the moment. You might think it's dry, but it's actually kind of slippery. Again, struggling to keep up here through this section. Oh, he gets a bad exit from Lesmo there, it appears, and coming out very slowly on the back straight here. And OP slipstream here, heading downhill, going underneath the bridge. This is going to be a braking match into Ascari. We make the move stick, at least momentarily, and he is right on our exhaust here as we come through the chicane. And gonna have a look down the inside of us there, but he is not able to match our straight line speed here. Very nice indeed. Back into P2, trying to chase down Pedro, who's about 7.5 seconds up the road here. And wouldn't you know it, look at the visor. We are seeing rain again. Lap 17, track conditions getting pretty bad in a heartbeat. We are heading into the pits to make the switch to full wets here, and apparently Tobias getting the same idea here. So good news is we're not the only ones at this point, so I guess it's the right move to come in and make the switch. Now, some of you who have followed this series for a while might remember what happened at Monza last year. We went in to make a switch for wet tires and came out on the dry compound. Look at our front tires. Again, our pit crew neglects to put on the wets. And I'm not really sure whether or not this is a bug with Monza, because it only happens on this particular track. Every other track the pit crew automatically chooses the right compound for the given conditions. Obviously, you can make your own choice, but on Monza, you absolutely need to go in and set your tires every freaking time you need to change the compound. And once more, lap 18, this is our third stop. We are dropping way down the order here. P14, P15, 16. Heading into Rettifilio here. Greg Barbier coming up from behind, ghosting right through us as we are way down into P17. Jumping ahead to lap 22 here, heading into the Parabolica. Conditions haven't changed for an absolute rainstorm, basically, coming out on the main straight, having closed the gap on Greg Barbier. We're going to be taking advantage of the slipstream here. No nonsense whatsoever, going down the inside as we are back up into P16 with 3 laps remaining of the race. And obviously, Taro Newton in there trying to put a move on whoever's in P14 right ahead of us, heading into Rettifilio. That is going to complicate matters a little bit if he keeps on doing that right in front of us here. But coming through Curva Grande, we have the position here, maybe heading into Della Rocha. We might be able to make a move down the inside there. We have the OP slipstream here, trying to make it a break-in match here, heading into Della Rocha, but Taro Newton in making that stick as we need to back off. And Greg Barbier actually starting to put us under pressure from behind here too. Heading into Lesmo, running a little wide here. Very slippery conditions even on the wets here, and visibility pretty much zero as we get the spray from Taro Newton and right ahead of us there as we come out on the back straight here. Going to be taking advantage of the slipstream. See if we can make a move down the inside here. Heading into Ascari, going underneath the bridge. We make the move stick, hopefully, if we can outbrake this guy. And there you have it, running a little wide here into Ascari. We managed to maintain position as we are in P15, trying to chase down Hassan Aslan. And I'm not sure whether or not it's because we are so far back in the field right now, but we appear to have some OP straight line speed going on here. I do not recall us being this fast compared to the 2 Aerobull cars there of Pedro Ferreira and Tobias Coltau, who were running 1 and 3rd at the time of our mishap there with the pit crew. Again, going down the inside here on the main straight. Hassan Aslan having no reply for the straight line speed as we are now trying to chase down Torben Simon with only a couple of laps remaining, running very deep in Rettifilio there, but managing to save the car. Lap 25 here, coming out of Lesmo, right on the gearbox of Torben Simon, going down the outside of him. OP straight line speed apparently again. And as we are up into P13, we need to chase down Curtis Hardy in P12, heading into Ascari. He's right ahead of us apparently. Couldn't really see him for all that spray there. I thought he was further up the road, but if you look at the mini-map, look how closely the cars are bunched together there. I might be able to squeeze into P10 if I can drive an out of this world lap 26, but obviously we need to take over P12 here from Curtis Hardy first. Should be possible as we come out on the main straight here, getting a decent exit from the Parabolica, using whatever curves we have left here. OP slipstream again, going down the inside. No reply for that as we are trying to chase down Paul Chapman here, so thank God he's not in the points either. Final lap of the race here, coming down the back straight, heading into Ascari, making that move stick on Paul Chapman. No reply for that as we have Heinz-Dieter Kramer right in front of us. Oh, we actually have the P9 car right in front of Heinz as well. We might be able to get this done. Just to squeeze into the points after what happened with the pit crew there would be a victory in itself, a moral victory, if you will. But as you can see, the Paul Chapman actually had a look there as we came out of Ascari, getting a little frisky, heading into the Parabolica. Somebody's trying to go down the inside there. It appears that Heinz-Dieter Kramer is trying to go for P9 there and getting, it's not going to be a good exit here. We need absolutely everything we have in the car here. OP slipstream, are we going to make this happen here? Is the race for the line? Nah, not going to happen, unfortunately. There you have it, guys. Pedro Ferreira taking the win here today. Tobias Coltau taking second, and Daniel Walls at least saving a little bit of the Auto Rebel honors there. But the day goes to Aerobull taking 1 and 2. And again, I'm not sure what's up with Monza here, but you really need to micromanage your tires and pit stops, it would seem. Qualifying, we obviously take pole here and the fastest lap of the race, but it's not going to matter much when it comes right down to it. Championship standings, status quo remains as neither Greg Barbier or Paul Chapman managed to score any points today. So I guess at least that's a positive. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, please be sure to leave a like or subscribe to this channel for more Project Cars action in the future, and I'll be back soon enough. Bye-bye.